Young bird racing. It's clear that you have extensive experience in the field. Young bird racing can indeed be a challenging endeavor, and it requires careful attention to various factors to increase the chances of success. Training and management, as you mentioned, are crucial aspects of preparing young birds for racing. Early and consistent training, gradual exposure to longer flights, and paying attention to individual bird characteristics are all important for developing their homing instincts and racing skills. Additionally, maintaining a clean and well-managed loft, providing a balanced diet, and implementing proper vaccination and preventive measures contribute to the overall health and well-being of the birds. Beyond training and management, there are other factors that can influence the success of young bird racing. Breeding plays a significant role, and selecting parent birds with proven racing abilities and strong genetic traits can increase the likelihood of producing competitive offspring. Analyzing pedigrees and studying the performance records of ancestors can provide valuable insights for breeders. Creating a comfortable loft environment, encouraging socialization among birds, and maintaining detailed records of performance and health are all important practices. Seeking mentorship and knowledge-sharing opportunities from experienced fanciers, practicing sportsmanship and ethical racing, and fostering adaptability in the birds are also vital aspects of the sport. Overall, young bird racing requires a holistic approach that considers various factors and emphasizes the well-being and development of the birds. By incorporating these strategies, fanciers can increase their chances of success in the exciting world of pigeon racing. When it comes to young bird racing, consistency in training. Establishing a consistent training routine is key. Young birds should be trained regularly, preferably on a daily basis, to build their endurance, navigation skills, and confidence. Consistency helps them develop a routine and familiarity with the training process. Gradual distance increase. When increasing the distance of training flights, it's important to do so gradually. Start with shorter distances and gradually build up to longer flights. This gradual progression allows the birds to adapt to increased flying times and distances without excessive stress or fatigue. Loft flying. Allowing young birds to have regular loft flying sessions can contribute to their overall development. Loft flying promotes group cohesion, strengthens flight muscles, and encourages birds to fly in a disciplined manner. It also helps them learn to return to the loft as a flock, which is essential during races. Loft mates and older birds. Pairing young birds with experienced loft mates or older birds during training tosses can be beneficial. The presence of seasoned flyers can provide guidance and serve as role models for the young birds, helping them learn proper flying techniques and navigation skills. Weather considerations. Weather conditions should always be taken into account when planning training or race flights. Adverse weather, such as strong winds, heavy rain, or extreme temperatures, can significantly affect the performance and safety of the young birds. It's crucial to prioritize the well-being of the birds and make informed decisions based on weather forecasts. Mental stimulation. Alongside physical training, mental stimulation is important for young birds. Providing an enriching loft environment, with perches, toys, and obstacles, can help keep their minds active and prevent boredom. Mental stimulation contributes to their overall well-being and can positively impact their racing abilities. Selective breeding. The process of selective breeding involves carefully choosing breeding pairs based on their individual strengths and performance records. By selecting birds with desirable traits, such as strong homing instincts, excellent endurance, or consistent racing abilities, fanciers can increase the chances of producing offspring with similar qualities. Learning from failures. Setbacks and failures are part of the racing journey. It's important for fanciers to learn from these experiences and use them as opportunities for improvement. Analyze race performances, identify areas that need adjustment or refinement, and make appropriate changes in training, management, or breeding strategies. Networking and collaboration. Engaging with fellow fanciers, joining local pigeon racing clubs, and participating in events or competitions provide opportunities to network and collaborate with others in the community. Sharing knowledge, experiences, and tips can enrich one's understanding of the sport and foster a supportive environment for everyone involved. Enjoyment and passion. Ultimately, young bird racing should be a source of enjoyment and passion. Fanciers should cultivate a deep love for the sport and their birds, finding joy in the process of training, nurturing, and witnessing their young birds develop into skilled racers. The bond between fancier and bird is a special one and should be cherished throughout the journey. Remember, these are general considerations, and individual circumstances may vary. It's always valuable to consult experienced fanciers or experts in pigeon racing for personalized advice based on your specific situation. Enjoy the sport and the remarkable journey of young bird racing. Here are some additional factors to consider for young bird racing. Time of year. The timing of young bird racing can have an impact on the bird's performance. It's important to take into account the local climate and weather conditions when determining the start of the racing season. Starting too early or too late in the year can pose challenges for the young birds, so finding the right balance is crucial. Health monitoring. Regular health monitoring is essential to ensure the well-being of the young birds. Fanciers should observe their birds closely for any signs of illness, injury, or stress. Prompt intervention and appropriate veterinary care can help prevent potential setbacks and keep the birds in optimal condition. Individual bird assessment. Each young bird is unique, and assessing their individual strengths and weaknesses can be beneficial. Pay attention to factors such as flight style, navigation abilities, endurance, and consistency in performance. This assessment can help in tailoring training strategies and identifying birds with potential for future success. Introducing competition. As young birds progress in their training, gradually introducing them to competitive races can be a valuable experience. Starting with shorter distance races allows them to gain race experience, learn to handle race day conditions, and develop their racing instincts. Race strategy and tactics. Developing effective race strategies and tactics is essential for success in young bird racing. Factors such as release point selection, weather analysis, loft management on race day, and evaluating the competition should all be taken into consideration. Learning from experienced fanciers and analyzing race results can help refine race strategies over time. Post-race recovery. Proper post-race recovery is crucial to ensure the bird's well-being and readiness for subsequent races. Providing a rest period after races, offering nutritious meals, and monitoring for any signs of fatigue or stress is important. Fanciers should allow their birds time to recuperate before resuming training or entering them in future races. Consistent care and bonding. Building a strong bond with the birds through consistent care and attention is beneficial. Spending time with the birds, handling them gently, and providing a calm and positive environment in the loft can contribute to their overall well-being and willingness to perform. Learn from experienced fanciers. Engaging with experienced fanciers and learning from their expertise is invaluable. They can offer insights, guidance, and practical advice based on their years of experience in the sport. Participating in mentorship programs or seeking opportunities to connect with seasoned fanciers can accelerate one's learning curve in young bird racing. Research and stay informed. The world of pigeon racing is constantly evolving, with new techniques, technologies, and research emerging. Fanciers should stay informed about the latest developments, advancements in training methods, loft management practices, and health-related information. Keeping up to date ensures that they can incorporate new knowledge and innovations into their approach to young bird racing. Enjoy the journey. Lastly, it's important to remember that young bird racing should be an enjoyable and fulfilling experience. The bond between fancier and bird, the thrill of watching young birds grow and develop their racing skills, and the camaraderie within the pigeon racing community all contribute to the richness of the journey. Embrace the joy and passion that young bird racing brings. These additional considerations can further enhance the preparation and performance of young birds in racing. Remember to adapt these suggestions to suit your specific circumstances and always prioritize the well-being of the birds throughout the process. Happy racing.
To the pigeon's throat, and they call it the motor. You wonder why they call it the motor. But when you think about it, the throat has got to be called a motor, because this is how the oxygen gets into the pigeon. And without oxygen, he can't perform. It has to go into his body, into his lungs, then into his bloodstream. And then that's where the energy comes from. I think it's been found that a pigeon beats his wings in 1 hour 35,000 times. That's a hell of a lot of work. The oxygen has got to come into the body to help him do this. He's got to fill his air sacs, breathe out, breathe in, fill his air sacs, breathe out, breathe in. I think he has to do that every time he flaps his wings. So everything must be 100%. So the more perfect that pigeon's throat is, the more perfect the motor is. It's very important when you look at the throat of a pigeon, that the pigeon is calm. I like to close all the cockbirds in their nest box the evening before, and then go in the loft the following morning with my book and take each one carefully in my hand. When I open a pigeon's mouth, which I must stress you have to do very, very carefully. You don't go in it like a bull in a china shop and wrench the pigeon's mouth open. You look very carefully and you look to the back of the mouth. And at the back of the mouth there is a curtain. And the curtain is in two parts, just like they've been pulled together. What you want is one where they're put together and hanging dead straight, and you can barely see the line. Open a little bit, doesn't matter too much, but hanging at a wrong angle and open too wide, creased, no. It's got to be right straight in the middle, a line, and the curtain nice and even both sides. And that is the perfect throat. And you don't see too many. You don't see too many.
The old distance thinking was all beans and peas, or beans, peas and tares, which were marketed as channel mixtures. Well, actually you were doing exactly opposite to what you need to be.
I think a lot of fanciers fail to think just how much effort a pigeon puts in when he's racing. If you look how many times a pigeon's wing beats in a minute, I think it's something like 600 times in a minute or something like that. You can imagine the amount of effort and energy needed to do that. You have to put the fuel in the way of food. That's your petrol, so to speak.
Then the most important is give light food. It's not necessary that you or me, that we go all days to the restaurant, because on 1 month we are sick. That's also by the pigeons. So light food.
If they could come back now and see how fast pigeons come from 400, 500 miles on these light mixtures, carbohydrate and fats, they'd be astounded.
But the food doesn't want to be too strong, too rich, too much protein.
Even I can go back when 12 hours was nothing from Nance, and that was flying 360, 365 miles. There'd be 12 hours leading pigeons, and you'd get a few on the day. Now, I mean, they come as if they're coming from 50 miles, if it's anything like a day. It's just a total turnaround completely.
Light food, and that is the most important. Because with my food you cannot give too much. They stop when they come on the barley. Barley, that's good word. They stop then. And when they stop on with barley, then you said, I am away to tomorrow, I come tomorrow back.
Get my main racing system, just email me direct. I'm an experienced ex-pigeon racer from England, and I can offer valuable insights and guidance on all aspects of pigeon racing, from breeding to racing. During my racing days, I managed a small team of no more than 70 pigeons, including stock, young birds, and old birds. It was not uncommon for me to send as few as 6 birds to a race and still secure the top 3 positions out of up to 2,500 pigeons in my club and federation. My race distances typically ranged up to 300 miles, and I consistently achieved top 5 placements in my club. My expertise extends to the art of selecting excellent breeders, including evaluating pigeons based on their eye sign characteristics. I firmly believe that true champions can only be bred from top quality stock, and I can guide you in identifying and acquiring such pigeons. I understand that many pigeons for sale are advertised based on their lineage or pedigree, but I emphasize the importance of assessing the bird itself rather than relying solely on paperwork. As part of my offer, I invite you to share photos of your pigeons, including their eye sign and wing characteristics. I'll provide you with free advice on racing and breeding based on my extensive experience and knowledge. Additionally, I will share auction links to high-quality breeding birds that have the potential to produce winners in your loft. Here's what you can expect to receive from me. A comprehensive Word document containing valuable insights and strategies for successful pigeon racing, including specific racing methods for both old and young birds, as well as general advice. Private YouTube videos sent to your email, covering various aspects of pigeon racing, from breeding to race preparation. Detailed recommendations on supplements and additives to add to your pigeon's drinking water, with scientific evidence supporting their effectiveness. Similar products are used by professional athletes and racehorses to enhance performance. Assurance that your pigeons will race home faster, provided that you have quality birds to begin with.